one's the best crypto asset? Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Which one's the best crypto asset? Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Which one's the best? 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 What's the second best?
Welcome to Discover Crypto in the Blockchain Basement, folks. There is massive pumps going on Bitcoin's chart right now. Broke $123,000 right before we went live on the show today. Many altcoins sitting there waiting in the wings, potentially sharpening their swords, getting ready to go and battle their previous highs once again as well. Things are getting hot and heavy. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be in crypto. Love and appreciate every single one of you out there for joining us on the show today. Make sure to follow me on my Twitter account. It is at Druth Crypto. There you can go find me. Find all of my late night thoughts. You know, my ramblings of chaos and all the things that I'm getting into now. While we are doing well right now, there's a sea of green. BNB. Huge shout out, special moment for BNB. I mean, $1,155, absolutely skyrocketing right now. $123,500 as we come to you live. My God, things have been moving absolutely quickly. Let's check it out on the breakout prop setup here. And this is something I just got signed up for and got the wheels going today, rather yesterday, but today is the first one, but I had to do some car work earlier this morning. But looking to get my next trade on Bitcoin on breakout prop, going through that evaluation right now and looking at Bitcoin. I'm very, very focused on Bitcoin for those reasons. Holy cow, TA is going to have to take a backseat for just a moment. We are breaking out in a very, very big way. Very, very big way. This price action has been truly incredible. 3% over the course of just a few hours here. These are 15-minute candles, folks. So, you know, it may look like something small, but honestly, the velocity of this escape, absolutely sensational. We're going into a weekend where we actually might be dealing with some new, fresh Trump crash outs as well. National Guard potentially being put into action in American cities. There's a lot of really crazy stuff that's on the docket for this weekend. And we are absolutely printing. So this is a very, very good sign of a strong bull market, of strong outlook in crypto. And something even more beautiful than that wonderful graph that I'm showing here right now on Bitcoin is that fear and greed is still a 57, right? Fear and greed still at a 57. People are still fearful that we are not really in a bull trend anymore. I don't know how this thought process comes about, but it is what it is. And also, before I get too far into the show, I am out there looking for someone to join us as an intern. We can help grow their account and looking for someone to get good clips of each show so we can start kicking up our short production as well. So if you're interested, let me know and hit me up on Twitter. And again, the Twitter account for that, if you're interested, at Druth Crypto, just follow me, send me a DM, catch my attention there. And I'll reach out to you and we'll figure it out and see if it's the right thing. I want to get all cylinders firing up. And actually on Monday, I'm going to be doing blockchain basement specific shows. And these are going to happen from 10 to 10:30 a.m. Right? So get ready for those. I'm very, very excited. It's there's a lot of information that we need to cover outside of crypto, macroeconomically, culturally, that we are going to be looking at on that show very, very much. So now let's check out liquidity. Where does liquidity live as this mega pump is happening? Let's see what we're dealing with here. So a very, very strong washout, as you can see. A little bit of bearish introduction here. You know, a couple shorts trying to open up. Their liquidations are living at $124,500 essentially. And that level is the previous all-time high. Going back here, take a look at the weekly. The all-time high was met with an extreme selling moment. And, you know, when you're really backed up and looking at it for the forest through the trees, it wasn't that extreme in hindsight, but The move down when we did hit $124,600 was a pullback by about 13.8%. So, we felt that. We felt that gut check. Now with this weekly candle performance, oh my God, where is the thing? Applause for the weekly performance on Bitcoin. This weekly candle is looking absolutely ferocious, right? So let's take a look at money flow, fresh green dot riding up. And yeah, we're curving up. We've been looking at this and the indication that it was trying to curl up for about a week and a half now. It looks like that's following through. Shout out to everyone in the trading group and in spot positions right now. Front running this mega pump. It feels good. We're sitting right just a hair under all-time highs. Let's go back to crypto coin market cap and check the trending coins out as well. So let's go here, trending. There we go. Let's find out what's hot on the beat here. EVVAA, whatever this is, protocol 48 club token, obscure chaos, right? BNB, rightfully so though. This is very interesting. The pancake swap conversation DZ and TJ were having this morning, it really struck me as something that we need to pay attention to, because pancake swap very down from all-time highs of previous, but a very, very key part of Binance and the actual kind of infrastructure, right? So that is something that struck me today. I know we're having fun on base. We got some movement. Honestly, the Binance listing of Morpho did not help at all. But I think something that did help today and why we're seeing a little bit of extra chaos is major options expiry. Options expiry creates a volatility. Traders lock in profits, cut losses, and reposition around large Bitcoin and ETH contracts. These put call ratios signal sentiment. Above 1 shows a bearish outlook, while 1 below points to bullish expectations. Max Payne theory suggests expiry prices gravitate to where they most contract and expire worthless, amplifying potential manipulation risks, understanding expiry, yada, yada, yada. So this is the basic overscope of this. I think it's partly a repositioning of major portfolios, but also a realization that there is a massive amount of quantitative easing coming down the line. Gold going to parabolic all-time highs, trust in the fiat system really eroding quickly, losing 11% over the year on your dollar has really woken a lot of people up. And it's a great conversational point for someone that approaches me, why do you Bitcoin? Well, if I left it in dollars, I have, instead of $100,000, now $89,000 in essence of buying power. Once that light goes off in their head, it's a little bit easier to kind of open them up to the world of crypto and everything that's possible within it, right? So this is a side note. Apparently, Diddy prison time is a question today. Diddy sentencing happening today. We got to do a poll in the chat. Here we go. Oh, and we got some people in the chat interested. Yeah, absolutely. Hitting it strong there. Make sure to reach out to me at Truth Crypto. Let's start a poll. Diddy jail time or Diddy prison time? All right. Diddy prison time. All right. I want to know what you guys think. We can get into if he deserves it or not, yada, yada, yada. Diddy did it. The diddler is a brand new, kind of commonly known word now. So he's etched in history with that one. Now we got to look at this. I want to go through the chat here. Brian, what's up? Mr. Helper, Parker, Kita chart review, great DCA point. I'll bring up Kita at the end of the show. Yeah, I'll take a look at that chart. Got a lot of people that are maybe interested in getting involved too. Getting involved, do it up. Someone at the White House is behind some of the most drastic government memes I've ever seen in my life. Okay, this is let's get a refresh on this. I can't really play the sound. There's Trump sitting at his desk, flinging a MAGA hat on what is pretty clearly Hakeem Jeffrey's head here. Now, I really wish this would pull up because it is quite an incredible clip. Let me kill off some other tabs here. I got too many tabs. Doesn't want to play. This is literally from Donald J. Trump. Okay, so I live in a simulation. I don't know what planet I live in right now. Waking up to these memes, it's a gift. It's an absolute gift. Now, there is notably over the weekend conversation of federal resources going to Portland and also to Illinois. So Chicago and Portland looking at potential federal involvement. And there's been an uptick of things that we had seen back in like 2017, what they call a summer of love, which has now been found out to be a giant conspiracy through a cabal of money that was funneled to people to destroy cities. But that's besides the point. Looks like federal resources are going to be deployed, or at least discussed to be deployed in those cities. So we're watching out for that. And also Trump is talking about a Sunday 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time deadline for hummus. Either a deal or all hell will break out, according to Trump. So spicy words. I'm kind of doubtful that they're going to come to a resolution. Initial reactions from hummus were very negative towards the options of negotiation. So we'll see if they do end up biting on that hook. And also, this is just insane. The amount of news Trump creates every day is just like my hair. It just gets blown back every day. Trump considers giving people $2,000 in tariff bonus. Okay. President Trump said he's considering distributing a portion of tariff revenue directly to the American people as a dividend. Now, let's just speak in terms of, say they go through with this, right? Say they go through with another funny money airdrop in a season where heavy speculation is at all-time highs, not only on crypto, but Wall Street. And really, crypto is kind of sleepy right now in comparison to Wall Street. So, first question I want to ask you is, what token are you buying? What crypto project are you buying with $2,000 just showed up in the account, and you have an option to put it into one project, right? Now, the reason why this story and really readdressing this in my mind matters so much is because I got my entry point in crypto from the flu season crash, like literally March 14th, laying on the bathroom floor, just, okay, what the hell do we do now? Oil just went negative, right? The oil-backed dollar was basically the scam. The mirage was pulled out from in front of my eyes. I realized how deep the scam goes, and I realized that I have to have money working for me in the background that has a potential for massive upside to outpace inflation, flat out, right? So March 14th, Bitcoin was around like $4,500. Ethereum, I remember, is like $180. XRP was 17 cents. Chainlink was like $1.90. It was the pullback of a lifetime, and it changed my life. Now we're sitting here set up for, there's a lot of heat macroeconomically. There's a lot of heat geopolitically. There is no denying that, right? But there's also now conversation of funny money airdrops while you have gold going at all-time highs. You have the markets absolutely ripping. And the last time we embarked upon a situation like this, I closed my eyes and sent it, and it changed my life literally forever, right? It opened my eyes when oil went negative, when massive protests took off, when civil unrest I knew was going to get hotter, and now it expanded. Many people argue that no, what's going on in Portland isn't an expansion, but the malicious, focused, bad actors have increased their numbers in Portland. This is a hotter kettle that we're dealing with in this current summer of love building up. So funny money airdrops. Let's see what you got. Link. We got someone looking at Arrow. Got a couple people looking at Arrow. Some people asking about Clash. I mean, Clash, I think George would want to protect his reputation. I think George would want to protect his reputation. I think that guy, the reputation, I'm not like backing or anything, but he just seems like a guy that's driven by what people think of him, right? So take that for what it may be. Me, if I'm dealing with $2,000 of random cash that just came into the pocket, let's take a look. So in May, I think this is May of 25, yeah, put out this list: Chainlink, Ondo, Morpho, Aerodrome, and DAG. Now, looking at this right around 5 months later, DAG has been underperforming. At the time, it was doing quite well, bouncing around 4 to 5 cents. Now it's 2.5 cents, 3 cents. It's lower than it was at the time of this. Morpho, was, I think Morpho went on to pump to $4, but it's really pulled back. Morpho is at a very, very interesting spot to me at $1.90. Morpho is a very, very interesting buy in this current environment. Ondo's been a little bit sleepy, but maybe that would drive more people to want to ladder in to lower average entries. My average entry is just fine, so I'm kind of just letting this one simmer. Link has just been more solidified in my mind than ever in my history of holding it over multiple cycles. With all the announcements, the verifications from Swift that they are indeed working again, and then further the idea of the proof of reserves concept, the moving of GDP and economic data online through Chainlink. Really, Chainlink might be I'm feeling at this point it's like Arrow, Morpho, or Chainlink. That's and probably, you know what? I have to, because it's just $2,000. I'd probably just go after Morpho. I'd probably just go after Morpho. That's me personally. That's me personally. Right. And I'm excited about alts starting to wake up again. But Benjamin Cowan says, wait a minute, hold up. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Benjamin Cowan says he thinks Bitcoin dominance is going to explode higher extremely soon. Now, Benjamin Cowan is a very, very intelligent crypto analyst / chartist, a great, I feel, focus on Bitcoin dominance, ecosystem dominance, timeframes of that nature when Bitcoin reigns supreme for a vast majority of the time, and then kind of acknowledging when altcoins blow everyone out of the water and then go back down very heavily. Bitcoin is the king where liquidity should flow for the next several weeks. So he's saying a few weeks of up on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Let's actually hop on to the Bitcoin dominance chart. Golly, that is just beautiful. $23,800. Oh my God. We are going to make it. We're going to make it, folks. It's a beautiful day in crypto. Let's go to Bitcoin dominance. Okay. BTC.D. All right, let's check it out here. So what do we got? We got the weekly, which is good. We always want to just look at this thing on a weekly or daily time frame. Money flow is actually pulling down as value increase. You are right in the green dot, but it really, something interesting about this is you produce this green dot and it was very relevant and visible for quite some time, and the trigger wave in front of it, but it hasn't jackknifed the money flow. So that is something that's interesting about this graph in terms of Bitcoin dominance and its battle. I mean, because it looks like it wants up. On the daily, it's running into some resistance, right? Moving averages couldn't climb too high before finding a little bit of a battleground here. This actually, I kind of disagree. I kind of disagree with it. I kind of disagree with the idea that Bitcoin dominance can really bust out from where it's at. I mean, I think maybe a fight up here to like the lower end of this channel, maybe mid 59s, but this money flow looks bad. I mean, the money flow on the daily looks bad. Yeah, it's got the green dot on the weekly, but the money flow is bad, right? So we look a little bit beyond just price. Shout out to Crypto Face and Market Cipher. Excellent technical analysis system. How's Market Cipher B? If anyone wants to use it, I get questions all the time. It's a very, very good one. I like using it. I have a specific process for how I take Bitcoin longs, all built around, mostly those momentum waves and those money flow waves, and then VWAP triggers, along with everything else. But that's just a side note in case you want to get interested in trading. Now, let's take a look at this. Van Eck going after, this is the hyper juice, okay? The staked ETF. This is the big staked ETFs for Ethereum. Van Eck is registering for a Lido staked ETF, right? In Delaware. Indications that filing may come soon. So this is the nitrous oxide that a lot of people doubt. And once I realized and was proven wrong about ETFs being approved in general, staked ETFs make a whole hell of a lot of sense as the next step, right? So this is something that people don't think is coming. I've been early to calling for it. And I think people are in for a major, major surprise. I think people are in for a major, major surprise when it comes to Ethereum and the interest that Wall Street will take once these staked Ethereum ETFs go live. That's what I think. Let me know if you think I'm crazy down in the comments. Is this kid just ridiculous? And I'm not really a kid. I shouldn't say that. I'm almost 40 years old, but I got called a kid at the paintball range, so I feel young. And you should too. You should feel full of life because the assets that we've been looking at, that we've been stacking at extremely low levels, are absolutely going ballistic. Believe in something, right? I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Now, let's take a look at something cool. Okay. The bull market so far, even where we are right now, has been historic. The S&P 500 traded above the 50-day moving average for 106 sessions, the longest streak in a year. It's also the 5th longest stretch over the last 30 years, just 5 more sessions. And this would be the 3rd longest streak in the last 30 years. Very, very notable upside being found on the S&P 500. For context, the record run was 149 sessions in 2007. Okay. Meanwhile, the NASDAQ 100 ETF QQQ has gone 107 sessions above its 50-day moving average, the longest streak since 2017. Market momentum rarely been stronger, right? Rarely been stronger. And it's not even now that we've had the, I would say, parabolic increase in communication, I feel that more and more people understand how big of a scam the current fiat system really is. I think more people than ever understand what fiat means. I have a hope that people are becoming educated, that they're taking interest in what's going on around them because they feel the pain of what their dollar is able to buy them year over year. That inclines them to go find out. And if you're here spending your precious time with us at Discover Crypto, I commend you. I ask you to spread this message because fiat is going to continue going to zero. Now, this for Ripple, something else that I didn't mean to do a segue right after talking about something going to zero, but Ripple partners with UC Berkeley to launch a new center for digital assets with $1.3 million in funding in the stablecoin RLUSD on XRP. Fun fact, XRP was like the original attempt at a stablecoin. Now they have an actual stablecoin. Where's the use? When you're replacing Swift? You're going to replace Swift? Okay. Aiming to advance blockchain and digital twin research. I wonder if they're going to teach him. You know what should be required part of this course is requiring those students to sit through all of the commercials, all of the shows talking about Swift being replaced and the switch being flipped, and view the amount of information that comes out that pushes XRP to where it is right now. It is mass speculation. It shows that speculation in retail are here because the Ripple Foundation is constantly dumping on the holders, but the narrative continues. It keeps building. So I think that within this research, they should include the effects of groupthink, the effects of massive amounts of viewership being garnered from being bullish on XRP and the correlation there within. That's my humble request. Now, congratulations to Morpho on being listed on Binance. We dumped. After being listed on Binance, we were at $2.10. And we dumped down to, what are we at? Like $1.90 right now? This is unbelievable. I do have to actually go check the Morpho price. You know, we get listed on Binance, we go into the lion's den, and then wham, taken out. Let's see here. Oh, I got all kinds of stuff going on there. I got a new tweet. I got people tweeting. You know what? If the tweet is sketchy, be careful. I just saw a tweet go out on myself. We're gonna set this. Let's set it up. I mean, I feel like the general baseline. I mean, like I might actually slap into a trade right now because this is a 15-minute green dot. I got the signal. I'm going in. I'm going in. I got to pull up Discord. I'm going after Morpho Long. I'm going to make a quick note just so they know what I'm doing here. All right. Going after Morpho Long. And we're going in. There we go. There we go. And this is the general setup for signals that I like to get. I mean, it's generally an up day. It's feeling good. So let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. I think I dropped that in the right spot. All right. Yeah, so a hell of a washout, right? But I mean, basically, we just tapped this previous range, kind of local peak. So right now, print to the green dot, a little bit of a sell-off from being listed. I don't think Binance is going to send this thing to zero. I can't imagine Binance being horribly friendly with Coinbase focused coins, but Morpho is across a lot of different ecosystems as well. So though Coinbase likes it a lot, it's not beholden to the ecosystem, if that makes sense. So we'll keep an eye on this. What did my entry point end up being? Let's see here. I'm gonna pull this up right quick. All right, just to get the accurate data. 1.9. What is this? 1.3. Oh, okay. No, wait. 1.94. 1.945. 1.945. 45. All right, there we go. On the weekly, I want to look at Morpho to see if it's still got a lot of just general money flow juice on it. I mean, we haven't even crossed in the green yet. Jesus, Murphy, Mary, and Joseph, folks. We are like, yeah, we are. This is the VWAP starting to return home, VWAP. This is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. I want this in my life. I'm excited for this project because it's so slept on. So we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see how it goes on this trade here. Got to set the stop loss, obviously. Now, let's keep moving here. Keep moving. Unbelievable about that Binance. Oh, yeah, Coinbase Duck brought up Morpho. Both Arrow and Morpho are still cheap for its essential role in on-chain economy, as well as growth trajectory. Now, Coinbase Duck don't miss much. He really doesn't. He or she. I really feel this is my agreement. Like Link, Arrow, and Morpho are like, they're like the easiest things for me to feel or have a strong revenue outlook, a strong business model, and something that's got staying power. You know what I mean? Because I feel like crypto is disruptive enough where if you just have staying power and have the ability to create revenue, like you're going to be great. You're going to be great if you just don't screw it up. Jacob Perez, I did not see your super chat. Let me go back up and I will see it here. Swap Moonwell for Morpho. I have a small piece of Moonwell. I do have a small piece of Moonwell, Jake, but I'm much, much heavier in Morpho. So, if I was looking at one or the other, I would go Morpho. It's just, and this comes from price performance perspective, market caps, all that stuff brought into the equation here when I make these decisions. Because I feel bullish about damn near most altcoins right now in this season. Like there's not many altcoins that I can say that thing is dusted, right? I mean, the ships will rise with the tide. I feel that very strongly in my bones. It's just about finding the ones that have better velocity. Right. There's a difference between a 9 mil and a 223. Right. One goes faster. One cuts through more stuff. Now, Samsung integrating Coinbase crypto access for 75 million Galaxy device users. So this is a very, very big company and a very interesting movement from Coinbase. What I find interesting about this from Coinbase is that they have consistently had the regulatory preference in just from an outside looking in. I'm just saying, there's always been this like regulatory preference for Coinbase here in the United States. It's making me think that, this isn't just an app that Coinbase is building and has built. It's not just an exchange. What they're trying to do is build a super app that includes a payments network and rail within it. And for this, right, I can see different attempts of what they're trying to develop in terms of an Instagram on Zora, right? So you have a Coinbase hybrid Instagram type model that's being rolled out right there, and it tokenizes everything, right? Like you post anything, it turns into a token, has a market cap. It's kind of insane. That model I feel isn't the strongest model to follow up on and expand upon. I don't know, like Zora's token performance is incredible, and the creator rewards are there. It's just such a bare minimum user interface right now. But to be fair, this was the case for the arena, and the arena ended up doing really, really well. So far, I mean, the arena on Avalanche is doing really well. So you can make adjustments. You can come out with the wrong user interface and then get the feedback and adjust, like I saw the arena do. But, I think Coinbase Base is trying to build a super app. I do think that. And it'll be interesting to see, Elon Musk, I'm almost 100% sure is building a WeChat of America as well. Maybe they find a moment where if Elon Musk partnered up with Coinbase on a super app development, we'd have it quick. I'm telling you. Alexandra G, good to see you in the chat, my lady. Check your DMs. I sent you a message there. You're absolutely awesome. Alexandra G shares our shows all over the place. Really appreciate you there. Now I want to go over this. I got tagged in this from Crypto Steve. So much to talk about. The 80% of the list of these Cardano ecosystem projects, this user Keto God says this about them. 80% of the list are websites to list another project, block explorer, false partnerships, and wallets. The rest are projects that don't need tokens. Some migrated to Base, and plenty failed with these NFT projects without utility. I've seen NFT projects without utility on every single chain. Quantity isn't quality. Now, tell that to Solana, I would say. Quantity isn't quality. I think the amount of usage that we see on Solana, and the kind of it's almost helping Solana become mainstream by really setting that precedent up where it's an easy system to use. You're overloading. Yes, you go down, but if you go down, that means that a lot of people were trying to use it, right? And we did have a season where Cardano did go down. There was a momentary little pump on like memes and then tap tools with the roll. It wasn't necessarily that it rolled out, but it became more popularized. Now this Cardano ecosystem is sitting here waiting for usage. Is Cardano cooked? I want to know the honest sentiment from the chat, because I do hold some Cardano, right? But it's always felt like more of an ethos hold, like wanting to buy and hold a part of one of the most decentralized crypto proof of stake systems out there. There's almost like an ethos hold, trying to hold on to a digital constitution, which they do have. But it's an interesting one to hold, right? It's maddening. Diddy prison time, we had a 77% yes in the discover, and then 78% yes in the basement. Okay, so we're pretty well on par there. Now we got to do the next one. Start a poll. Is ADA cooked? Okay, is ADA cooked? And I'm kind of sweating as I ask this question, right? And I'm a believer in decentralized system, right? So honestly, I'll probably hold it even if it is cooked, literally. And essentially treat it as a vote with my dollar, where I want to see crypto projects with more decentralized nature, win. But the chart, it's not sparking joy in my heart. In my TA heart, it's got tiny little violins playing in there all the time. I see things going down and structures being broken and just wiped through. And another one that we have to watch out for is highlighted by AI XBT. It is this 00, and the SEC no action letter took 18 months and $2 million in legal fees for them to secure this. Competitors need the same timeline to replicate. 2Z gets 18 months of regulatory monopoly in crypto infrastructure. Now, to say regulatory monopoly, I think is a little bit much, because we do see other projects that are getting the green light, the handshake, the nod from US regulators to go ahead and produce and move forward. And we also saw Paul Atkins basically opening up the rails for development of crypto here in the US. So there is some nuance to what this robot is saying here, but Coinbase and Galaxy are already running validators because compliance departments cleared it. Institutions take 3 to 6 months for internal reviews before deploying. Front run the compliance lag, essentially saying, "Hey, this thing's got 18 months ahead of the entire rest of the market." Um, Coinbase, Galaxy already have secured their validators. It looks like maybe this is something we need to take seriously. And I know that there's been a handful of releases of tokens that have, gone pretty well. But it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder if maybe the move is to be looking at these interesting new plays, right? This one came out yesterday, 2Z. I didn't get any, obviously. I don't buy these things right when they come out, right? I study them. I look at the price action. I see if it's a reasonable entry point. A lot of release, a lot of selling. They ran it up to about $1.50 and it released at 73. I'm sure insiders got in even lower than where it's at right now, sitting at a 54. Now, this is a very, very new project. Volume is way up on it. Insiders dumping their allocations, people kind of flushing out. And I'm going to watch this and see where I feel like it's leveled out to maybe take a potential stab at, right? Because there's something to be said about seeing Coinbase and I think it was Gemini running the validators, knowing that it's coming. Maybe just already in the know that it was coming, makes you wonder. Also, this is kind of cool. Crypto Face, look at that same chart I had my eyes on this morning. It is MYX. So I do actually want to go hop over here and look at MYX right now. It is fallen drastically. Like I gave the long call and I took the long. I made like 400% on that. Imagine if I would have just took my greasy fingers off of the keyboard. Jesus. But the wash down has happened, right? And now it's even lower in terms of a floor than it was previously. And we might just see this thing be programmatically lower highs, up and down. I've seen it happen before in weird feeling type scenarios, such as MYX and this DEX perpetual explosion that we've seen in the last few months. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. I'm actually going to be probably pretty interested in taking a shot at that long here. But I'm going to wait for good entry points. All right, I got to wait for good entry points. Discipline is key. Let's go look at it. Go check it out. All right, MYX. Share this tab instead. Here we go. All right. Daily, rough. Right. Sad. 15-minute, also rough. But you know what? Could be just swooping on down, right? Just be swooping on down into this 7-cent range. These will end up curving out that way. 15-minute definitely looks pain though. Go to the 1 hour in the red, trying to curl back up to the upside. Wouldn't be surprised if a little bit like look how long this psyop took to play out, right? So being patient on it, but I am indeed snooping around for something similar. And this is where I knew the long felt good on MYX at this W pattern, right? I was watching that. It developed very, very clearly, felt good about it, got in, made the move. So watching that chart, having fun on the charts, honestly, across the board. Super excited about breakout prop. And, if you are trading, get in the Discord. We got a link for our Discord in the description. Let's also check this out. This is Arculus. This is pretty wild. This is the Arculus. I think his name is Adam. Let's pull it up. He says something absolutely insane about how much crime is going on in the world.
If we were to turn cybercrime into a country, it would be the third largest economy by GDP after the United States and China.
Let that sink in. There's an entire industry working.
The music. They played the music. I got to be careful. That is absolutely insane to think about. That if cybercrime was a country, it would rank number 3 is in terms of being a world economy. Why, you know, as crypto is more mainstream, as it becomes more well-known, scammers are going to want your crypto. They're going to know if you have crypto, if you're talking about it, if you've been talking to someone over the last 10 years, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin's $1 million in 2030, and guess who they know has the crypto? Please, for the love of God, use a cold storage device as well as take advantage of Bitcoin IRA. But cold storage, in my opinion, is a big king in terms of portfolio diversification. They come in these sweet little metal cards. Get your seed phrase. I'm not showing you my seed phrase right there, though. I use it all the time. Very easy cold storage wallet to use. And I like using it to help people realize that they can become their own bank. It feels good. So if you can, use code DISCO or DC20 to get 20% off on that one. Now we got to look at the final thing here. And you know what? I got some charts actually. Link. We got to pull up Link and then Kita. I know Kita was mentioned earlier, so I will pull up Kita for you. Bam. Bam. Dang. Down 10% on the day. What's going on? All right. Weird layout. All right. So new lows. Not good. You know, and it's not, you know, it's not good when I immediately start sweating. Oh, man, I think it broke that midpoint. I think it broke that midpoint. Let's see. No, okay. We didn't break the midpoint. That's good. Okay. But we are very, very low and very, very close to it. Midpoint sitting at around 40 cents, the lowest mark here on it. That was just essentially a snap crash, though. Let's go look at this with in terms of money flow and give us some deeper technicals. Let's give us some technicals on this bad boy. Okay. Let's go. KTA USDT. Bam. Bam. All right. All right. Let's see. This is the hourly. I don't really like money flow view on the hourly. It's always choppy and says everything. The 4-hour gives me more concise view. You know, bird's eye view. This does have the potential to get deeper in terms of a pullback. It does have the potential to get deeper. One thing you got going for you in the immediate time frame here is that the momentum is pushed down to a negative 80. Right, the momentum wave is at a negative 80, and you also do have the VWAP clipping up. It's not the sharpest return. This isn't the sharpest edge of a return on VWAP I have ever seen. And the sharper of a return on VWAP, the better. But the VWAP is returning nonetheless. As price is still low, momentum very, very low, VWAP pushing up. Are these moving averages also angling up, price down? So in the immediate term, you know, something at least it would bounce back up into this like 6.4 spot would make sense for the immediate term. You know, like within the day, it's at 51 cents right now. Kita at large, though, let's look at it on a larger time frame. I talked about Bloom yesterday, Frank. Frank? Oh man, I don't know if Frank knows how much I ban people, but they don't actually get. You're new, Frank. You're new. All right, let's go to Kita. Bam. All right. Oh yeah, and on the note of Plume, DeFi crypto airdrops in the chat. We're still waiting on verification from the SEC news, correct? I'm hoping that you have information on that in terms of Plume and the SEC news that we're waiting to validate, right? But yeah, I want to hear about that. So this 15-minute playing out to a degree. All right, we got to look at this thing on the weekly. What am I doing looking at Kita on the 15-minute? This looks painful. This looks bad. I mean, if it returns, though, it's glorious, right? And the bull market's not over. You know, one thing while I'm looking at this, like the weekly looks terrible. Losing this is a very concerning spot. Like losing this 53, that's very concerning. Kita, all right. So looking at this, like if let's say I got a buddy or someone in the chat that's like, you must own Kita to earn my acceptance. I would buy like $50, you know, just like whatever, you know, just a little bit. That's how I'd play it. You know, whatever, man. I mean, because like if it comes back and it rides the general wave of a bull market, it's super bullish, but losing some key spots in terms of price action makes me pause, right? Makes me pause from a technical standpoint. Okay. But and also I have not heard any of the hype around like the Visa integrations and all that stuff. It was writing all this hype about Visa integrations, and I didn't see anything really follow through from that. Are we dumping Bigly? Ooh, come on, baby. We ain't dumping. But you know what? While I was yapping, the 15-minute probably printed that freaking signal I was looking for. Let's check it out here. This is the breakout prop setup here. BTC on the 1 minute, of course, because I'm a crazy person. I was going to leave it at 1 minute. God, it is really bouncing up nicely, though. Look at how quickly these snap crashes are being scooped up. This is the type of stuff we want to see, right? 119.5 was the general spot I was feeling the ounce to the pounce from yesterday, and boy, howdy, did we feel it. Boy, howdy, did we feel it. And the crazy part also about some of the technicals that we've developed and that we're walking along this bull market with is on my Bitcoin chart. First thing this morning, I know we're talking about altcoins and stuff, but this is going to matter a lot for me in terms of trading. So the turbulent zone that I highlighted, we fought up and then did exactly what we were talking about. We go up and out of it, bam, hit it, rocket ship, man. So now we've completed that signal as well. And we are running into obvious selling pressure at previous all-time highs, right? So the previous all-time highs right there. Don't be surprised about turbulence up at this point. Okay. Don't be surprised about turbulence. That's what I would say. Also, I want to go look at, I think, Chainlink is the other one. You know what? No, I'm literally about to film a Chainlink video. So and it's coming out this weekend on Discover Crypto. You got to stay tuned. It's coming out Saturday. Going to be talking about the technical setup for Chainlink, but also the utility integration setups that it has going for it. Honestly, I thought I was bullish on Chainlink before. Just wait till this weekend's video. Love and appreciate every single one of you out there in the Discover Crypto and Discord, the basement, on Pump Fund, wherever you are, wherever planet you're on, Rumble and Pluto, wherever it might be. You might be on Jitastan. I want you to succeed, and we're going to fight the technological algorithms, the AI trading bots, and the billionaires together on these charts into this collapse up. Love and appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Take care of your families. Go eat some delicious food. Enjoy the sunshine. And I'll
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at the top.